So we started on 18. I was pretty nervous because we're playing against one of the best players in the league. I think he was in one handicap. Anyway, so I got a little nervous. I stepped up there to the tee, driver, and then hit a huge left hook into the seventh fairway. Left myself about, 115, 120. So I just, with the nerves, I figured I'd take a little bit more club and just kind of swing it as easy as I could. And I ended up hitting a pretty nice shot into there, probably to 15 feet or so. It actually apparently had some spin on it because it hit and stopped right there where it was. And I managed to two-putt for a par to start off. So par on the 18th hole is probably the best I've shot out of the 5 times we've played it. So that's pretty good for me to start, especially being that nervous. Going back around to number 10, so that par 5, I pulled out the driver, and this is when I started realizing my swing just felt really weird. I literally top hooked the driver into the creek 30 yards in front of us and to the left, and had to drop right there. So I did that and hit a hybrid up the fairway from there to about where my drive, a short drive, would have gone. Then it was into the wind, so I tried to hit a 4-iron, and I just hit it really weird, off the toe and right along the mounds, and I saw it about probably 75 yards to the middle. So I had all kinds of trees in the way, and then there's a huge gap you have to go across if you're going straight at the flag. So I aimed way out to the right, grabbed a 8-iron and just chopped it, little punch and run type of thing. And I actually hit it exactly where I was wanting to with the right amount of hook on it, and had about 5 to 10 feet from there. But I still had a 2-putt for my 6 there. Actually, it was a 7 double. Then moving on to 11. Again, I hit driver because I'm just going for it now, and it felt so weird again. Luckily, I kept it in play. I was in the hazard line, but it was in play. So I hit sand wedge from there, and just left it just short of the green. Then chipped up, and then just rolled it a little bit past the hole, about 5 feet, and made the putt for a par. So that's pretty good. Moving on to 12, yet again a weird drive, almost topped it. I hit the ground way behind the ball with the driver. It was super weird. So I had about 150 out, hit 7-iron, and then fanned it way to the right, probably just short of the green, but 30 yards right. I was way off the right. Hit approach wedge, kind of hit it fat, didn't make it to the green, but then I hit a little 60-degree chip up there to about 5 feet and made that for bogey. That was kind of what was saving my game, was my little chips around the green. I was getting up and down, and it kept me from being at 50. So 13, hit a super huge high slice, but it still went pretty far. I don't know what the deal was, but every time I hit the driver, it just hurt. It did not feel right. It felt like I was hitting it way off the toe or way off the heel. Anyway, I hit a 7-iron just up the fairway into the shade on the left side, so I had about 80 yards left. Hit a 60-degree, left it just short, front side of the green, and managed to 3-putt for a 6. So that kind of sucked, but that's one thing I struggle with sometimes. Usually I'm a pretty good lag putter, but sometimes I can't get the ball to roll. I feel like I hit it hard and it goes halfway to the hole. Anyway, moving over to 14, the long par 3. I forget how far it was looking that day. It was maybe 160 something, kind of downwind. So we're up to 7-iron. The pin was in the front, and I tried to hit a big high fade, fade it with the wind a little bit. So I just aimed just down the left side, and it just did not fade. I hit 2 shots off the tee, OB, that were no more than 5 feet OB, and if they would have been 5 feet to the right, or just on the other side of the cart path, they would have been good shots. So I went ahead and took a circle 6 on that hole, and lost that hole. I think at this point I was still 1 up at this point, or we were even one or the other. And going into 15, I hit what was probably my best drive of the day, but still felt really weird. I hit it way down the left side. Was just I was in the fairway and everything, and then I hit a decent second shot in there, with a gap wedge, I think, and 2-putted down the hill for par, I think. Then we come around to the 16th, a shorter par 3 on the back, and I towed an 8-iron into the water. So I'd come up to the drop zone, hit sand wedge for my third, left it short right, and it was like it landed on a sprinkler head down in a hole, so I had to pull it out, hit from there, then 2-putted, made my actual 6, full on 6. And then, so that tied, guys playing, won that hole, so we were tied going into the last, and Evan and Phil were tied as well going into the last. And Ed and none of us got a stroke, so we had to play it straight up. So what we had to do, luckily my guy hit 2 into the water off the tee, so I just played it safe and hit a 4-iron, and I actually hit it way over into the second fairway. But I managed to hit a 9-iron on from there and 2-putt for par to shoot 46. And Evan got up there and made par as well to split with Phil to get a point, and then we won the overall to get 2 more. So we got a total of 5 out of 6 to keep us in first place. So we get to play the front 9 next week. I'm pretty excited about that, and I look forward to being down in the low 40s again, if not the under 40. Just as long as I can keep the driver in play, since I drove 7 the last time we played the front, and almost drove 6 as well. So look forward to that, and look forward to letting you guys know about that round.